Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we now have some pretty big news going on over here, which is actually kind of the contrarian news, where basically there's a little bit of one side, a little bit of the other side, and it's kind of why I'm making this video, because what other way to kind of go and discuss drama, or kind of go and see what people think, especially on some kind of hot take things, is to go make a YouTube video about it, try my best to present all of what's going on, and I want to hear all your thoughts and comments down below. As you guys probably know from most videos, I'm not necessarily too, side leaning on either side, so I want to hear your thoughts, especially on this video. I'm going to probably go through all the comments, just kind of read them all whenever I'm done after a day or so. So if you guys want to, go type it on up. But right now, PlayStation's now apparently banning people in games. Now, this is going to be a very, I guess, convoluted situation, but it's intriguing. Where right now, PlayStation is now and has been getting some pretty big heat against people getting banned in their game. And this is also apparently from outside sources, like outside cheating that basically has nothing to do with the PlayStation games itself. Some people are now assuming that it actually has some sort of a crossover. This is why I'm saying it's a little bit confusing as I go throughout the video, where it's like, I want to hear your thoughts on this, because there actually has now been people getting banned on the PlayStation Network, and there's also some people assuming they might have been cheaters, might have been not been cheaters. I don't know. Just kind of sit through the video and give me your thoughts as you kind of sit through it and let it cook. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We got that Twitter and Twitch room down below in case you guys want to go and follow. Sign up for that. We will get a bunch of free stock coming down below. And of course, let's go dive on into the video itself. So, right now we have a very, very crazy thing when it comes to Destiny 2 players, world first players, and as well with just people getting banned off the PlayStation Network. Now, so in case you guys don't know, in Destiny, like they now got bought out by, basically Bungie got bought out by PlayStation, as a PlayStation subsidiary. They have these really big events called the world first raids. Now, when this happens, you basically have like 5 or 6 people on a fire team. They basically have a chance to go through the entire event, and they have to go and, beat a boss, solve puzzles. It's kind of a fun thing to watch for content creators as a whole on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, all of that, to see who kind of basically gets it first. But right now, we actually have one of the people who are actually involved in this going and getting banned. So over here, too, we have 2 big posts. Number 1 for the crew saying you can't just make this up. So in the fact that I described in detail the program and what its purpose is for, cannot alter any files or inputs related to gaming. This is unreal. GG, guys. It's been something, but it can't be something I can respect. So overall, right now, some people in the Destiny community have now been getting banned because they have this weird memory editing debugging software that was marked as a cheating program that was now banning them from the game. So not necessarily a one-to-one someone was cheating in Destiny, although this is where the kind of contrarian starts, because always an impossibility could also have some tie-in. Now, we don't necessarily know 100% unless we're Bungie or the user itself, so benefit the doubt, let's just say they're not cheating, and they had a third-party program that could have been a cheat maybe for another game. I think maybe even not non-nefarious. So let me say someone from mods, maybe someone from, let's go and say just editing stuff. I don't know, maybe even a game that doesn't even matter in regards to all this stuff. But the part 2 of this is that Bungie as a whole does not know. And that's where this problem kind of lies, where there's just a lot of information on kind of being released out over here, where one person kind of had cheats on their system in some way, shape, and form. Bungie did not like that, did not allow that, and that ended up getting their account banned, even if they weren't necessarily getting and cheating on, say, Destiny or on their PlayStation account. Someone's using PlayStation in terms of, they own, Bungie. So basically, they had a chance to say they had a manual review. It got investigated, and people are still saying due to this memory editing and debugging software, they had a cheat program on their PC, got detected, got removed, and apparently people are saying it was confirmed to not even be a false positive, and as well, due to the nature of the restriction that they were appealing and the results of the review, they are not able to be unbanned. Now, this is also a little bit more on the contrarian side, because this has millions of views, and this tweet alone has 2.6 million impressions, but as well, this also is a part of a world-first squad. And they're basically trying to go and say, hey, they played games like the old Total War games, and the economy system is dated, and they usually ran a program to basically alleviate the system beyond what they all the outdated mods could do. The program basically had a chance to say, hey, it says nothing to do with Destiny, nothing to do with PlayStation, all around, no big issues. And they tried to appeal it, and that after that appeal, there is a lot more that came out. And basically, we had a lot of people kind of calling us out too as well, being like, hey, this is not what I want to wake up to. Basically, all these 4 times world first gamers have manual reviews, they have random stuff that has nothing to do with Destiny, they're getting banned, and people are like, hey, what's going on with this? And they're basically saying they can understand like an anti-cheat flagging it. They can understand the issues with Destiny or Bungie trying to go and just make sure they don't have any hackers on their game. And then after, the big issue for them is after they try to appeal it and try to be like, hey, these people are not hacking, not have any issues, then, well, like, fix it. Now, this is basically a lot of folks calling this out right now. Basically, a lot of people already are not currently happy with the state of Bungie and Destiny and where the game's going. They just aren't really happy with it. They want to have better, better player like communication, less cheaters, which is kind of going against this too as well. Them trying to combat against cheaters. They also want better updates, more consistent updates. PlayStation is breathing down their neck, and they're basically not getting any type of like proper, it feels like, support for the game. But this is where things get a little bit on the intriguing side. I want to hear your thoughts, as long as I explain this well. Do you guys think a ban like this is justified? Now, right, part one. There's going to be a part two as well, where apparently some of this actually may have been a little bit more on the sketchier side, where it basically even had Tom Warren, who was involved with this originally, who made this tweet in support, saying, Bungie has controversially banned a Destiny player who has completed its prestigious world first raid competition 4 times. Cruz has been banned because anti-cheat picked up an economy mod for a different single player game. Now, it's also if you were taking everything at a face value. Because with all of this type of drama and issues, and they're trying to go push, be like, hey, this guy does not deserve to be banned, our like group of world first raiders, which actually does go and can basically make careers and let people go and stream or play Destiny, get a lot of views. Like, I've seen people for to 100,000 plus views on some of these world first raids, which makes a lot of money. Just off ad revenue alone, that could be, we're talking like tens of thousands of dollars if they're running ads, they're world's first, they get a bunch of subs, subscribers, new followers. Like, it's kind of a big deal. But even with this, basically Tom Warren trying to get a little bit of attention and pushing for it. But they had a chance then to delete this because it seems like things are now going on the back track, saying, I am deleting this tweet because new information has come to light about Bungie's ban of this Destiny 2 player Cruz we just discussed. He was using Art Money, which is a memory editor and debugger, which was actually stated in the very first initial tweet over here. Saying over here, like, because you use this editing / debugging software in this initial, like, a comment, as I mentioned before. So while it's commonly used for single-player games, and they're saying they're using it for Total War, it does, though, bypass the UAC and the protected system processes to search memory addresses and then modify them. So basically, it's like utilizing all this technology to go into the system and then go and, well, basically modify the software and everything involved with it. And this is where it kind of gets to the confusing part, where I want to hear your thoughts. Because we had the initial comment of some guys saying, like, hey, I'm just doing a single-player game, having some mods with this, all this type of stuff work together. And then they get banned, and they're trying to go and appeal it and stuff like that. So people get banned in games all the time. It's not the biggest issue. But this is where it kind of gets more on the intriguing side. Because do you guys think this ban was justified? Or do you guys think this ban wasn't? Because they're saying this is a similar behavior to a cheat engine. And although they're saying it's unlikely that it was interactive with Destiny 2, which, we don't, it's kind of like more of like a, hey, like, you got to trust in this or not. And they're basically saying, but Bungie probably can't be confident either way and also has a terms of service against these types. So even if it was like an outside modded thing, making their single player experience a little bit different, it would also lead to the fact of, like, in Bungie's terms of service, they don't want any of this. Like, if they don't know 100%, especially when it comes to games like, say, like a Destiny, where cheating is somewhat prevalent and also going to ruin the experience for other people, or as well as we even mentioned, this world first raid people, you never know if, like, those last 4 world first raids were, like, cheating. Now, it's kind of a thing I think that Salty Greppo even mentioned, where it's like, hey, like, people are not going to be kind of calling us out on this and being skeptical. And rightfully so. I mean, I'm kind of in that same boat. Not to the point where I care enough. Like, I see them in the future. I see them get a world first. I'll congratulate them. I think it's good. Like, innocent until proven guilty for sure. But it's also one of those things where right now it seems like kind of makes sense why Destiny wouldn't like that. They kind of noticed something was off in the internal systems. There's been a really big influx of cheaters and hackers everywhere these past few years in the game. And, well, right now they don't have the support because they did a lot of layoffs too as well. And it's kind of weird because even with the appeal, though, they still said no, even with the manual appeal. So I'm almost kind of curious on what the full picture is, because it seems like this might be, like, there's always, like, one one truth and one truth, and together makes like a proper, like, what actually happened. So I'm curious what happened off this, because Bungie did go and ban them, and they upheld the ban itself. And then they also still did go and confirm there was cheat engines, which they do have that in their terms of service, that you're not allowed to have this for your account. And as well, the outside people are saying this has nothing to do with what happened in Bungie. Yeah, it might be an unfortunate, like, program, but what if this has happened to other people as well? So this is, like I said, a lot of information. I want to hear your actual thoughts down below. Because at this point, I couldn't tell you if Bungie or this guy should be unbanned or not, who should be banned, if they were cheating, and everything else. It's not really my issue, which is why I thought it'd be kind of a fun, like, community issue as well. So let me know your thoughts and comments down below. So always make sure you're careful on whatever things you download or install on your PC or PS5 or Xbox. Make sure you guys don't get banned from your games online. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Sign up for that, Weeble, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching in the first place.